Internationalization in higher education is a global trend and has clearly become synonymous with the transition towards English medium instruction. This is evident in a wide variety of subjects across the university. This trend impacts on a number of different disciplines. Recent years have witnessed exponential growth in contexts where English has no official status, where it's increasingly being used to determine funding and university rankings, and is also fast becoming an important factor in faculty recruitment decisions. There are many perceived benefits of EMI at the national, institutional, and individual level. Many students enroll in EMI courses in order to improve their English proficiency. However, curriculum innovation is a complex process, and we've identified a number of challenges in these lectures to effective EMI implementation, in addition to a lack of monitoring systems and clear outcomes and policy guidelines, making it difficult to measure the overall effectiveness of EMI programs. Definitions of EMI do not include language learning objectives. However, one of the main driving forces behind EMI policy, and as I've noted, one of the key motivating factors behind student enrolment, for Japan at least, is improved English proficiency. However, there's a scarcity of research examining language gain in EMI settings. Nevertheless, EMI has become a high priority for governments in places like Japan, where improving the English proficiency of a future workforce is high on the government agenda. Providing an internationalized education for domestic Japanese students to enhance their employability is a real key motivating factor for universities in Japan. The growth in EMI is also linked to developments in the field of applied linguistics, particularly English language teaching, where moves towards more communicative methods of teaching and the increased emphasis on exposure to real, so-called real, language input and use has led to more content-based approaches. The ideology that English is best learnt through English is evident in government policies in Japan, where the senior high school English curriculum aims to conduct English classes in English. As with top-down EMI policies, however, without research at the classroom level and at the tertiary level, in addition to a needs analysis with regards to resources and staffability, amongst other things, it's uncertain how this English-only policy will guarantee success. English proficiency has been found to influence students' performance in EMI settings in a number of ways, including their acquisition of subject knowledge, requiring longer to complete courses, increased dropout rates, issues related to communicating their course content, asking and answering fewer questions. Such language-related challenges require further research, as does the provision of language and academic support offered in universities. There's also a need to explore a more globally orientated approach to EMI, one that responds to calls from a shift away from native English-speaking norms to reflect the use of English as a global lingua franca. Taking an EMI class alongside international students provides students from a traditionally monolingual classroom with an opportunity to use English as a lingua franca. International students may have limited or no proficiency in the local language, and they're likely to use English as a lingua franca. One of the main driving forces behind EMI policy in Japan is to attract students and funding through international student fees. This is particularly important in places like Japan amidst dwindling domestic enrolment with the ageing population. Internationalization has actually been described as a lifeline of the university in Japan. With this in mind, we urge administrators and faculty to explore the changing linguistic landscape of these institutions, the use of language in these programs, and monolingual language policies to ensure that EMI programs are meeting the needs of the diverse student body. Without research into EMI and the implementation of EMI policies, as well as clear policy statements and guidelines, it's difficult to assess, much less guarantee, whether these goals of EMI can be met. In order to foster collaboration, the online EMI network hosted by the University of Edinburgh and developed in collaboration with Dr. Shimo Yamada at the University of Tokyo aims to facilitate closer collaboration between the different disciplines and university departments to provide an online meeting point for researchers and practitioners to engage in research-informed exchanges and form research partnerships and collaborations, including those delivering both content and academic and linguistic support classes. It aims to provide an online meeting platform to facilitate current and promote sustained collaboration and professional development for users to engage in research-informed exchanges on EMI and English language teaching. It also aims to provide a space for the sharing of resources. Overall, the network aims to enhance research and build a platform for further research into the use of language in EMI programs and policy implementation. The network will host a variety of resources, from webinars, overviews and references of current research, as well as interviews with researchers, overviews of courses and programs, as well as lesson plans and ideas, and PowerPoint slides for lecturers in a wide variety of subjects. The network also aims to provide an overview of different models and approaches to EMI and recommendations for effective planning. It also operates alongside a Facebook and Twitter page to encourage social media engagement. To finish then, I'd like to thank you very much for watching these lectures on the topic of English medium instruction. Whether you're a researcher, practitioner, student, policymaker, materials developer, or anyone else, perhaps you're a parent of a child entering an EMI programme, or a member of the public interested in the globalisation of English. Whoever you are, we hope that the lectures have been fruitful for you. If you're interested in the topic, then please feel free to join up to the network and the mailing list to be kept up to date with current trends in both EMI and English language education. Thank you again for watching.